welcome back to the Crafty Sew&So vlog. I'm Freya and today I've got the wonderful Emma with me and we're going to chat all things jeans making. We've got a jeans making weekender coming up in May and we're going to be trying to do these more regularly, like a few times every year. So we thought we'd talk to you about Emma's experience making jeans, because she's made a lot of them, and just to get to know Emma a bit more, as she's one of our wonderful tutors here at Crafty Sofa. So, hi Emma!
Hello! Hello!
So you're going to be teaching, so you do teach some of our dressmaking workshops already.
I do.
And you're going to be running the jeans making weekender in May, so are you excited?
Very excited, yes.
Yes.
I must admit, when I first made my first pair of jeans with Sarah on a course, I did a happy dance.
Yes, you do. Oh, jeans making is very empowering because it feels like a mountain and then you manage it and you climb it and you're like, yes, it's brilliant.
Jeans that fit are the best feeling ever.
Groundbreaking. So do tell me, or tell our audience, about yourself. Tell us your sewing history, please.
My sewing history is quite long. I started making clothes as a child, making Cindy clothes from scraps of fabric that my mum had used to make dresses for me.
Oh, that's cute.
And then I did needlework, O-level, that tells you how old I am. And then I went and did a BTEC in fashion and textiles, a degree in fashion and textiles, and then I worked in the industry. I was a children's wear designer for about 8 years, and mainly nightwear and underwear, and a lot of licensed characters, so people that remember or know Bob the Builder. We were the first people, the factory that I worked at, to do Bob the Builder.
Oh, fab.
Branded hoodies.
Yes.
For children. So I had stuff that was selling in Woolworths,
Oh, yeah.
C&A, Tesco's,
all those places.
Boots, Ladybird, Adams Ladybird. So I did that for quite a few years, and then the manufacturing all went offshore, which was very sad, and I came out of the industry for 15 years.
Yeah.
And then about 5 years ago I came back into adult workwear.
Yeah.
So I did that for a few years, and again it's such a difficult industry.
Yeah.
So I've come out of it again, but I do still teach.
Yay.
And I sew a lot for myself.
It's awesome that you've still got a platform for all that experience and knowledge, so that you can use it and apply it to and give it to new people as well.
I went back to when I decided that I wanted to teach, because it was you guys that put a call out for tutors. So I thought, well, I'll give it a go, and I went back to college in the evenings and I did the old Petals teaching course for teaching young adults or adults 16 plus.
Right.
So I did that course, which gave me quite a good grounding on lesson planning and communicating and how to explain things, because what I found is that I've sewn so much for myself that I can do things without thinking.
Yes. I was doing this, I was writing some content for one of our online courses, and I kind of bashed out the basics, and then I was like, I have to go back over this and go, what have I not said, because it's second nature to me.
Yeah.
And remember to include that in what I'm saying. It's hard when you know something so well to see from a beginner's point of view.
To take a step back and look. But I do a lot of pattern testing, and where I pick up a pattern normally and sort of glance at the instructions, when you pattern test you really have to read each one through, and I've been helping Sarah with my handmade wardrobe patterns, and that's a good learning curve as well, to look from the eyes of somebody that doesn't sew with as much experience. So that's helped as well in the teaching, just to take a step back, think about how I'm going to explain a process, and why. It's really good, and I get a lot out of it. And the two ladies that have been here today for the sew day were amazing, and they both went away with new things that they'd learnt from me, which is a really nice feeling.
It was really nice. I came in at the end and they were really buzzing, like it was such a great atmosphere. They were really, like, they were going at a megahertz, like they were just, they had such a great, wonderful day. It was great to come and see that.
And the thing, when I teach, I try I've been to other lessons where the person taking the lesson just comes and says, right, do this, do that, do that, do that, and then they go away and you do it all, but you go home and you think, I don't know why I did that. Yeah. So I try and do it in a way that they're doing it for themselves. And when we start and we're making, in a session, we're making a garment, I always say to them, sit down and read the instructions, read them again, and then tell me the bits that you don't understand, because I'm not going to stand over you and tell you what you've got to do. It's
not instructing, it's a guidance thing,
exactly,
isn't it? Like,
yeah.
So with them as they go through it and they learn, and they're there to ask questions. It's a really great approach to helping people build their confidence, which is key.
Yeah, and I've seen that from friends as well. Another friend who went to the class, since we've stopped going to the class and she's had to work things out for herself, her confidence and her knowledge of sewing has grown a lot more than the time she was. I mean, the class was good because it got her started. And, you know, it got her going.
But you want it to give you a good, to be able to run with it, don't you?
Yeah.
So you keep on taking what you've learned and run with it, not having to.
And almost having me there to say, this is what I'm going to do. Is this right?
Yeah.
And for me to say yes or no, actually, this is what you should be doing.
Yes.
This is what the instructions mean.
Yes. Have you understood what it's saying?
I want to empower people to be able to go home and carry on doing it, not just do what they're doing in the lesson.
Yes. So like with jeans, it's make a pair of jeans with you in the weekend, but then go and make another pair at home. Like keep on going with that momentum that you've built up.
And that's almost where you learn more.
Yes. Yeah, I can see that.
So, but yeah, my first pair of jeans I made with Sarah as an attendee on the course before I'd even thought about tutoring. So,
oh, it's awesome to have you come back and have it from both sides as well. So, you can really, you know, bring your perspective to the course and the experience. So, your experience with jeans making. You made your first pair 5 years ago with us in one of our original courses.
4 or 5
years ago.
Yeah.
Since then, how many pairs of jeans have you made?
Wow, I made the Morgans in the class. I've made 2 pairs of gingers. I've made 2 pairs of dawns. I've cut my 3rd pair of dawns out today. I've made these, which are handmade by me, which is a new pattern that's just been released. And I've made 2 pairs for my children's ones for my niece. I've made 3 pairs for my husband.
So we're approaching double digits at this point.
Easily, yes. Yeah. And I've made also the Jarly Eleanor pull-on jeans, which are another of my favourites.
Yeah.
Obviously they're elasticated and no fly, so they're a really nice pair to make.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that's definitely double digits.
Oh, wonderful! What is your favourite part in the jeans making process that gets you excited to make your next pair?
Fit.
Yeah.
I haven't bought since I did the course. I haven't bought a pair of jeans. And neither is my husband.
He's a lucky man.
He puts his order in and he says, next pair I'd like them to be grey with purple top stitching, and then I want a blue pair with green top stitching.
So I think that's my favourite part of jeans making is the customisation element. I was making a pair of ginger jeans by Closet Core Patterns. And I had a Wonder Woman fabric for my pocket bags. So Sarah helped me do a Wonder Woman top stitching on the back pockets as well. So it kind of was like a nice themed pair of jeans, and that made them so special, and really obviously completely unique. So
yeah, it's lovely. And how often do you get a pair of shop bought jeans that fit you?
They are always off in one way or another. It's absolutely infuriating.
It is, because I'm a runner, so I've got runner's calves, runner's thighs. I've got a small waist compared to my hip, like the ratio, my waist to hip ratio. So, I very rarely get jeans that fit on the waist if I buy them shop bought.
And that can throw off, the comfort of the jeans.
And that's a really common jeans fitting.
Yeah.
that people find.
Really? Oh, interesting. And that's the kind of thing that we'll be looking at as part of the Weekender, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah.
So you can help people find their fit issues and make jeans.
Yeah, so what we've asked them to do is cut their pattern out to their size, and we say, obviously, as with all sewing patterns, never cut your shop ready to wear size. Measure yourself thoroughly and cut to your biggest measurement, whether that's your waist or your hips. And then when we come to the class, we're going to have a look. We'll have a look at their measurements and see where we need to make alterations to the pattern before they cut into their fabric. Yeah, that's vital, isn't it? Absolutely. And what would be nice is that the group can see what fit alterations are needed for each other as well. Yeah. So if they get the bug like you've done and end up making jeans for other people, if they're that selfless of you, then they'll have that that to refer back to and look back on. And because it doesn't matter whether you're fitting a male or a female or a child. The alterations that you'll make to fit the body are the same. Yeah. And we were talking today, so one of the ladies said, oh, jeans are really hard to make, aren't they? And I thought, they can be quite intimidating to make your first pair, but essentially you're not doing any method of sewing that you wouldn't use for any other garments that you're making. You're using your straight stitch, you're using your, if you've got lucky enough to have an overlocker, you're hemming, you're using your machine to do bar tacks, which is just a zigzag stitch. Yeah. You're making buttonholes. But there are just little hints and tips when you're working with denim, which is obviously a heavier weight fabric, to make life easier that we can share and help. And obviously putting jeans buttons and rivets.
It's those kind of, with the bar tacks as well, it's those elements that really make the jeans very professional looking.
They give it the finish.
They do. They polish that finish. So they and it was, today we've now got in stock the jeans, the leather patches to go on the back.
I know. I found them.
I love those. They're from Specky Seamstress from her shop, and Louise. We've got them to sell now, and they just. I can't wait to make a pair. I'm actually cutting out a jeans pattern at the moment because I need to make a new pair. And I can't wait. It's those finishing touches that I'm looking forward to doing.
Yeah, and what I found was I found a tutorial online to use the prim pliers. Yeah. Instead of a hammer.
Ah, yes.
To put the buttons and the rivets on.
Yes. Oh, I love the prim pliers. They make all the difference. I need to make a tutorial, I think, for that to get up on our channel as well.
Yeah, and it's safer than using a hammer as well.
So much safer. I have dented one of our tables using a hammer to put in a rivet before. And it's still there to this day. So
it's more the thumb.
So furniture and body is both at risk when you're doing it with a hammer. The pliers are brilliant. So I've learnt my lesson, and now I stick to the pliers. For sure.
The other thing I found as well is because I've made patterns from various different brands. Essentially they're all the same. Some of them have different methods of doing the fly.
Yes.
I've made button fronts, I've made zip fronts, I've used pliers to shorten the zips, which is quite a tricky thing to do, but obviously sometimes you need to do it because sewing with a metal zip for jeans is different to sewing with a plastic zip for other dressmaking. But again, that's something that we can run through in the
we must make sure we have a pair of pliers available on the day.
Definitely, yes.
I'm sure we've got a pair in our toolkit, so I'm not worried. So, if anyone is watching this and feels like they might be brave enough to try a pair of jeans, to make a pair of jeans at home, have you got any tips to share with them for how to get started in jeans making?
I would say the University of YouTube is a brilliant place to start. Have a look and check on Instagram and use the hashtags for all the different styles, because all the different styles are very slightly different for different figure shapes, because you've got the same as you would in the shops. There's a massive range of options for patterns for jeans, and some are boyfriend, some are skinny, some are high rise, some are mid rise. So I think you really need to think about what the fit is that you want to achieve. Some are for stretch fabric, some are for rigid fabric.
So would you say make sure you pick a pattern for the fabric that you want to be using?
Fabric that you want to be using and the fit that you like for yourself.
Yeah.
and measure. Make sure that you fall in the right size range, because obviously not all of the patterns have such a wide size range as each other, so make sure you've got the right size range.
And again, by your body measurements, not your high street
not
measurements.
Your high street measurements, no. And it's hard, and it is really hard, because not so much with the indie patterns, because they size, a lot of them size more similarly to ready to wear.
Yeah.
But if you're making one of the big 4 patterns especially, it can be quite disappointing to think that I buy a size 12 in Marks and Spencer's, but this is telling me I'm a size 16, and we're all guilty of that.
It's just a number. What's important is that they fit, and then you can apply your own size label to it.
You're the only person that knows the size in your jeans, but you know that your jeans fit you perfectly.
And they'll look good because they fit you, not because they're a smaller size.
Yeah.
So that's really what's important there.
Yeah. So make sure you've got choose your pattern according to the fit and your size range, and then choose your fabric according to the information on the back of the pattern.
That's good advice.
The one thing that I've found through experience is always to buy 2 reels of top stitching thread.
Okay.
Because one is never quite enough.
Yeah.
And the top stitching thread is slightly thicker than normal thread.
Yes.
And if you can't get top stitching thread, you can use 2 strands of normal thread, as long as you're using a top stitching needle.
Right, because it's
which
big
has got
enough.
a bigger eye.
Yes.
And also a jeans needle for your general sewing, a jeans needle.
Yeah, they are stronger and sharper, and they just get the job done. Don't
Yeah.
they? It's needles are one of those things that really do only cost 50p, 70p each, but they're
Make a huge difference.
Worth it, absolutely.
Yeah.
No point skimping on something like that.
The other thing that I find is that I'm very lucky to have a sewing space at home and more than one sewing machine. So I have one machine set up for the sewing of the jeans, and then a second machine set up for the top stitching.
Oh, that is a great system.
Which is a luxury.
It is.
And we'll have that in the class. We'll have separate machines set up, so you don't have to keep unthreading your machine, rethreading your machine.
When I've done it, I've batched it as much as possible. So I've done, say, I can't think of an example on jeans now, but like I've attached both sets of pocket bags, or and whatever, and then taken it to the top stitching thread. So I'm not constantly switching over, but there's so many bits that you just have to finish before you can attach the next part, that there's still that juggle to be found. So.
Yes. The other thing to note as well, when you're top stitching, you always top stitch from the right side.
Yeah.
And you only have the top stitching thread on the top thread. You
So
don't
the
bobbin thread
has
normal
navy, black, whatever you're using. That's a good tip.
Yeah. And the other thing that I do is when I'm top stitching, to keep consistent width between my 2 lines of top stitching, I always make a note of where I'm following on the foot.
Yes.
So I think, right, I'm following this line on the edge of the foot, and then this line is lined up with the middle notch on the foot, and I make a note of that.
And like on a post-it on your machine?
On the side of the machine.
That's great, yes, because that's absolutely, like, it can be millimetres off, but when you see it, you'll just kick
notice,
yourself.
yeah.
So it's worth
And
keeping
also
consistent.
on top stitching, I always lengthen the stitch.
What kind of stitch length would you recommend?
At least a 3.5.
Yeah. And that just looks a bit more polished?
It looks a bit more polished, and you can see it, because if you have the stitches too small, they tend to disappear into the denim.
Yes.
So a longer stitch, and it's not, if you had a 3.5 or a 4 length stitch on your dressmaking, on your stitching, it would almost be a gathering stitch.
Yes.
But with a top stitch, it's not, it's a decorative stitch, so it can be longer.
And it sits flat, and it sits visibly strong against the denim. So that's really great.
So that's tips that I've picked up from my experience.
Thank you for sharing that. So you said you'd cut out another pair of ginger jeans? Dawn jeans.
Yeah, Megan Nielsen Dawns.
Oh, fabulous. And are you hoping to get those done in around the next workshop that we're doing, or what's your...
Possibly not, because we're only a week away now.
Yes.
and I do have a day job as well.
Oh, yes.
Which gets in the way of sewing.
It does. All I want to do is sew, but I've got things to do.
I know. So yeah, I might get them started this week.
Fab.
One thing I did do, this pair of jeans, which is my last pair, I followed a tutorial on Instagram. It wasn't even a tutorial, it was just a video of how they put the fly in using industrial methods.
Oh.
Which is quite unique and quite different and as a dressmaker.
Yes.
But it is much quicker.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
And if you know how to do it, it's actually quite easy. But
fab.
I think the fly is the thing that probably intimidates most
well, it's
people.
A zip, which intimidates people, and then it's not a regular zip. So I think I can definitely see that as being something that makes people a bit nervous about jeans making.
Yeah, because the zip is actually offset from the centre a little bit.
Yeah.
So when the fly covers it over, it's hidden.
Yes.
And it just takes a little bit to work out the logic of it.
It's when you're doing it, it's a little bit out of sight.
Yeah.
So it feels unnerving because you're like, I'm not sure that I can't see it. Is this going in right? I don't know. And you just kind of trust the process. Having a kind of a new technique that maybe makes people feel more confident about it going in is absolutely valuable.
Yes. And what I'm hoping to do before next Saturday is to do just a test, just a fly, and have another go at it.
Well, if you can do that and film it, we can put that up on YouTube for other people to enjoy as well.
I'll have a go. It might take me a couple of
attempts.
attempts.
Well, because one of the courses I want to do this in the next few months is make a online version of our Zips Masterclass workshop. And in the past, for time reasons, we've done a regular zip, a lap zip, and an invisible zip. But because it'll be online, I would like to put in a jeans fly zip in there as well, to really give, and maybe even welt zip, and give people loads of opportunities to practice new skills there. So if you've got some good tips for that, we will do another video on it.
It's not something that you I know I was intimidated the first ones I did, but like you say, you've got to trust the process, follow the instructions. I haven't come across, of all the different pairs that I've made, they're all slightly different, but I haven't come across any that I've really struggled with.
That's great, yeah. As
long as, and once you've done one pair and then you start doing more, it does become addictive.
Before I had my newest baby, I had 3 pairs of jeans that I had made, but now none of them fit me, so I'm itching to make another pair.
Are you coming next weekend to make some?
I am not coming next weekend. It's fully booked, so there's no space for me to come next weekend. And hopefully May will be fully booked as well, so I will just have to find time in my day-to-day to make my jeans instead. But I will get them done by May, for sure.
Good. And which ones are you doing?
Well, I've got the ginger jeans by Closet Core, and I have Megan Nielsen ash jeans. So both of those are stretchy, but the ash ones come with a boot cut, and I quite fancy making those in a classic navy.
Nice.
Yeah, with some gold top stitching, and I think that would be really nice.
Well, that wide leg and boot cut are back in, aren't they?
Yes. And I like boot cut because I'm 5'2", so I feel like wide leg is can swamp me a bit, but boot cut I feel comfortable in because I used to wear it a lot when I was younger, so that's kind of nice.
That's one shape that I haven't made.
Really?
Boot cut, yeah.
Well, there you go. Now you know it's on your to-do list.
That's one pattern I haven't got, is the ash pattern. I have got the new Merchant and Mills Hermione.
Oh yeah, they're quite a straight leg
worker
style,
yeah. And I think one of the ladies that's coming next week is making those.
Oh, that'd be nice to get your
and I did intend to make them before the course to see what they were like, but I haven't had a chance. So
you can familiarise yourself with their instructions.
I've had a look at the instructions. I don't think there's anything.
Nothing groundbreaking.
And I have got some denim too. It's just getting time.
Oh, it's always time, isn't it? It flies by. Never enough of it for sewing.
Never. No.
Well, thank you so much for talking to me today.
Absolute
It has
pleasure.
been so nice to hear about your sewing advice and your tips and the course that's coming up. So thank you so much.
Yes, check out the website for the next one in May.
Absolutely. I can't. Do you remember the date? I'll put
I
the
want
link
to
below.
say the 28th and 29th, but I'm not 100% sure.
See, I want to say the 7th and 8th.
Oh, you might be
One
right.
of us is right. I will put the link in the space below.
It's in my it's definitely in my calendar.
As long as you turn up on the right day, it's fine.
I will be here.
So thank you very much, yay. And thank you for watching. I really hope you've enjoyed our video today. If you want to find out more about our jeans workshop, I will put the link in the section below with the correct date. We are in Leicester and we are really easy to find and get to from the train station and from the bus station, so come join us.
And also worth saying that some of the ladies that are coming this time are staying over.
Yes, so because it's 2 days, people are staying over on the Saturday night.
I think you're arranging a meal.
And I'm
aren't you?
arranging a meal, so you can come spend a whole weekend in like a little mini retreat and hang out with us as well. So
And buy more fabric.
And buy more fabric from our shop while you're here. It's the perfect weekend,
Win-win.
really. So yes, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. I'm posting videos every other week and it's all sewing related. So we are doing sewing chats with our tutors, we're doing tutorials, we will do behind the scenes from our studio. And if you enjoyed it, subscribe and we will see you again soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!